Thank you Spigen for sponsoring today's video.
You just give me a...
Tip number 1, never read a headline without reading the full story. That only applies for iPhone 14s, not the Pros. Now, if you want to run the chance to actually win an iPhone 14 and some goodies with Spigen, you can actually do so in this video. I'm gonna leave the entry requirements right now. Here's a picture of it. And on top of that, you guys can also have 4 more entries. All you need to do is to comment on our Reels, our TikTok, the post going live, and on this YouTube video. Just comment down below why you want an iPhone 14 Pro Max. Very simple. Enjoy the video. I've been using an iPhone 14 Pro with a nice little setup for a bit now, although this time, which means today, the 14 Pro Max is the one being used, and note that the only difference between these is the size of the two phones. Today, we are rocking a base model, the purple iPhone 14 Pro Max, with some incredible choices in terms of accessories. I'm not the type to rock my phones without cases because both of these phones are very expensive. I think Spigen very much knows that, and so we got a little care package from them. Spigen honestly makes really sick mobile accessories that I bet you anything, most people will likely need them within their day-to-day to add on to their everyday carry, so trust me, they've got you. And so I told them what was necessary for a day in the life, and well, they went a little overboard. However, they tried to cover all of our bases. They sent us all sorts of cases, whether it meant being more focused on practicality for a more minimal look, easy to carry, focused on looks with a silicone fit that protects the phone from scratches, tough armor to very much protect your phone against crazy drops, or even a case to protect your optics, which actually is really freaking well thought out. These cases are all meant to, of course, protect and style your iPhone by also bringing MagSafe functionality across their lineups. And since throughout our day we are going to be on the go, they made sure to include a battery pack. Actually, it's very much a MagSafe 5000 mAh portable charger, useful for both phones, something we might both need at the end of the day since we do have quite of a hectic day ahead. But in short, throughout the day, Jan will be rocking their Mac Armor case paired with their smart fold card holder to also get that kickstand, although it's your choice whether or not you'd rather rock a card holder or a ring. I always find the ring to be an anti-face smasher when you are in bed and a great kickstand. When it comes to the Samsung S22 Ultra, we kept it simple, although I got a nice bulky case from OtterBox that can protect these rounded edges just in case I ever drop this face first. The same goes with the back since the lenses don't protrude as much. Overall though, none of these phones have front screen protectors. Look, today was definitely an interesting day for us. Those who follow me on Twitter know that, well, I ordered an LG G2 and it came broken. We've been laying down some of the clips for our living room tour video. However, I need to figure out how I'm going to get this massive box back to Best Buy for an exchange. I feel like Best Buy should have the answer for that. I'm actually really tired of holding the phone with the right hand always. I'm registering another fingerprint, which I always forget to do. Done. Now imagine paying $3,000 for a non-working TV, a bent TV pretty much, which is pretty annoying. My phone is currently at 98%. What's your phone at?
98.
Oh, nice. 98. Okay, matching phones. Let's see how long this lasts.
I find it so funny how for every shot we take, we have to get out, set the camera, and like redo things. It's pretty funny.
I guess it really is part of the job, but yeah, I've always sort of found that super awkward. One thing I must say off the bat when comparing both phones, there's this matte finish and aluminum frame on the Samsung phone that it makes it feel cheaper compared to the matte finish stainless steel frame the iPhone delivers. And I'm not trying to act like a fine boy here, but its Gorilla Victus glass is not as good as the ceramic shield the iPhone carries all across. Look, literally the week after I got the Samsung, it already had a tiny scratch on the screen. I did a quick update about this 6 months ago. Regardless of this, in my hand, I do rather the feel of the Samsung S22 Ultra. The curved edges and the flat bottom makes it feel a bit more futuristic compared to the all-around flat edges of the iPhone. And trust me, weight-wise, it has nothing to do with the fact that the iPhone is 11 grams heavier. They feel identical in that aspect. To add to that, something we struggled to realize is that apparently the 6.7 OLED screen supposedly delivers much better peak brightness, especially outside. I honestly don't know which one's brighter.
Check the colors.
Like, I'm honestly not sure. And like, we're under the sun, clearly. I find this one a bit sharper.
Yeah, I think it compensates for brightness from the sharpness and the saturation of the colors.
I'm not quite sure. To be honest, I haven't had any like overheating issues on the Pro Max.
No, maybe when I was charging it, but
like if you max out the brightness, I've never experienced any overheating. I know some people have, I haven't. And on the Samsung, well, no, I really haven't experienced any of that. We're planning to take Jan's room and probably turn it into like a budget student thing. I think you guys might like it. For now, Best Buy is closed, so we're gonna go eat. No, let me try it. We don't want to be stuck washing dishes, so you gotta pay for it. iPhone seems to be bugging to put Apple Pay, which is weird, but I think it's because we don't really have data. But the Samsung's sort of working right now. I don't know. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the reality of changing phones. Two-step verification is on, so can't even log in.
Yeah, I never know. I want to put it on one person.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Cheers.
John paid for my food.
Just call me daddy.
God, please, no!
Do you have your bill or you have a copy of it?
Yeah, I have a copy
Yeah.
of the bill.
Is it that exact same TV or if we tried to find one with like some
No,
sort
I need that
that one?
exact.
Okay. And
So
then
next
we
week
can
I'll
check
come
again,
back. I
maybe-
think that's a better
Yeah,
plan.
okay.
Because either way, the TV has to be picked up. So I
Yeah,
think that's
exactly.
Best Buy, you give me no problems, no hassles. I'm getting a new TV next week, but I have to figure out whether or not they're gonna get the 65-inch back. Anyways, could take a bit of time, but it's so easy to deal with Best Buy. After showing them what was wrong with my TV, I of course got an exchange. Pretty happy with Best Buy. I couldn't film in the store properly, but when we were going through our phones trying to find the right TV to reorder, I couldn't help but notice how indifferent promotion is compared to Samsung. It's literally the same experience within both devices, and both phones allow you to play with those settings. However, Samsung, my bad, but right now I much rather Apple with their always on display. There's the ability to have a better background, cooler widgets at all times, and cooler looking customizations. However, I do wish Apple delivered the ability to choose when always on display kicks in. It only does it if you're far away from your phone, sleeping, or if it's in your pockets. Okay, massive concern that people seem to have always on display. Does it drain your battery more or?
I mean, it went down maybe 5%.
Okay, I'm at 82, you're at
I'm at 80.
I also have always on display. We've been pretty much using our phones at the same amount of time. I mean, always on display hasn't been causing us issues in terms of battery life. It does go down a bit quicker, but not that much. One thing that's really funny is, John, try to close your apps, all of them. This is all I have to do.
That's not fair. That's not fair, bro.
Holy crap! That's why your phone is so warm. Siobhan, man, if you're watching this, that car is looking fresh. Look at that interior. Oh my god. What you doing?
Doing a test.
Oh yes. Okay, so look at this. Let me know which one you think is the S22 and which one you think is the Pro Max. That was a super interesting test, and I guessed wrong. But let me know in the comment section down below. Some of you guys might know, some of you guys might not know. If you guys follow me on Twitter or Instagram, I'm sadly trying to get rid of the RS3, and that's because I need an SUV. I have a lot of boxes to carry, you know, now that we have the condo, the office, there's a lot of back and forth. So boxes, you know, brand sending stuff, tripods, cameras, and all sorts of things. I need to look for an SUV, and I haven't told you why what type of SUV I've found yet. You guys are about to see like literally the 14th car I've been shopping for. Look at that. I think this is it. I'm not sure. One thing I do hate about the Samsung is that if I'd wanted to FaceTime my girlfriend to show her, I can't. That's the thing about this phone. But you can.
And on top of that, this doesn't have iMessage, which means you lose the ability to unsend texts, edit texts, notify you when someone opened your message, keep track of your past conversations and pictures, and a bunch of other cool features. With Samsung, you just get these regular boring texts. However, when it comes to the camera, oof, it's a very tough battle. Luckily on Jan's end, he hasn't suffered from the camera app freezing when opening it from the lock screen. It seems like a few people do suffer from that, so be mindful of it. Now, I'm on the verge of either staying with Porsche for my SUV of choice or jumping into something new. I test drove the F-Pace SVR and honestly, I loved it, although I'm not sure how well these depreciate, but during the time I had it, I had a blast with it.
So they're gonna take the vehicle out for us so we can test drive it, take some pictures with it, and they're actually super nice because apparently there is a nail right there. I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's a nail right there, and they're gonna just patch the tires. So Land Rover, West Island, thank you so much guys, really appreciate it.
It's black.
You don't find it looks black? Yeah, only indoors it starts to look a bit more black.
It's really nice. And how's the quality of the camera?
It's really nice. That's what we're gonna test with the car. I feel like I'm taking delivery of a car, and I'm not even taking delivery of a car. I'm literally just test driving it. It's pretty cool, but look at that. Oh my god, is that nice. It's such a nice car. Sounds really good. Oh. V8. Oh my god, this is so loud. Yeah, what's the time?
2:37, and I'm at 51%.
And I'm at, let me check that, 63%, but you've been using a bit more.
I've been checking on Instagram
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah, that's why. Battery life on Samsung seems better though.
Always on display, I think it does.
Yeah? Do you feel like it's effective? Like,
Compare, if this was my 13 Pro, big difference.
really?
Yeah.
That's
I find
interesting.
big, not so big, but
Big.
there is a difference.
Both ultra-wide cameras honestly are great, but I will say for low-light 4K video, Apple definitely takes the win here, especially in dark environments like in this vehicle. However, for pictures, when we took a couple of them with both phones using their ultra-wides, I'm not sure who the winner seems to be here. I almost like the Samsung a bit more because of its colors. Other than that, for regular pictures, I'd say there's not much of a difference. However, when it comes to macro shots, the ultra wide on the iPhone pulls. I love how well the photonic engine is able to generate an image to truly show the level of details. Now, let's go back to the main camera, which we all use for like most of our photos. I honestly think when it comes to this, it's all about preference, mainly because both phones do it so well. I do think that the 108 megapixel sensor is overkill since you can clearly see how well the photonic engine is able to use its full 48 megapixels to generate a similar image. Again, I much rather the colors of the Samsung S22. I just wish the pictures were as sharp as the iPhones and the natural bokeh was better. Overall, I do have to give those points to the iPhone since it's a more consistent package, especially in low light performance. But these aren't things that make me not want to live with this phone, because Samsung still does have a bit more toys to play with within its camera app. And Apple, well, I guess we really like this new magic cutout feature.
Thank you so much, Jenny. It was super nice, super pleasant.
Watch out for the nails now.
Yeah, no, for sure, 100%. Thank you.
You're welcome, Jackson.
Bye. Oh, yes.
Still better than the jamming.
Okay, now that we're back in the Audi, I love this car. We're gonna go to the condo because I have to paint some slates and stuff. So I gotta get some work done there. And John's gonna help me paint them.
I guess so.
Home sweet home. This is what the condo's looking like for now. Yo, by the way, how's Dynamic Island?
bad.
Honestly, it's not something I need on my phone.
Yeah,
I honestly don't. It's a gimmick. It's
Yeah,
cool to
it's
have.
really-
It's
good
really
for
cool.
music.
Yeah, it's good for music,
But-
GPS. Here, open ways too. How like it splits. Yeah, put it any direction and then going home. Start drive and then go home. See that?
Wow.
That's why
That is
it's
pretty sick.
pretty cool. Yeah, and then you can tap on whichever. It's a cool gimmick. It's not something that I find myself needing on the Samsung like at all.
Oh, by the way, if you are someone that enjoys making TikToks, even though on paper Samsung's front-facing camera is better, iOS has better integration with these apps. I mean, just look at the difference. It's odd because if you do take the camera app and take a regular selfie, you realize how much better the S22 Ultra is, in my opinion. Regardless, both cameras are so good, they both have their own ways of generating their images. One thing I came here for is this. We need to paint these. You want to grab yours?
Just these two last ones, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, mine's starting to get very grainy right now. I'm getting the more light required.
Oh yeah.
I feel like a first-person shooter right now.
Like we have to paint these by sections like this. I think it's a good job though. You have cell reception? That's a big question all the time.
Nothing. Look at this.
Yeah, that's what I had on the Pro. But on the Samsung, look at that. Yeah, definitely 2-3 bars. Definitely points to Samsung. Look at yours really starts to like.
It's like deteriorating.
And apparently the iPhone's supposed to be better. Not really. Not in this case.
Anyways, yeah, action mode this year on iPhone is far beyond better than what the S22 has to offer, but only in terms of stabilization, because we were honestly a bit confused regarding the noise the iPhone was introducing within action mode, especially in low light. We were very much expecting for Samsung videos to be really harsh with darker areas compared to the iPhone Pro Max. The thing that the iPhone does struggle with the most is its telephoto lens, only before you start getting to like 10x, and let me explain. By the way, I love coming here to chill sometimes and decompress, especially when you are able to see planes land on the strip. On a rooftop, I find it a lot easier to showcase these things. Say I zoom in with a Samsung 5 times and Jan with his iPhone 5 times. If you examine these pictures side by side, you will see that the iPhone takes the lead until you really start pushing it to its boundaries and the S22 10x lens kicks in, which is honestly night and day and almost makes me want to use this phone for its camera lens.
Like traumatized, that because this shit's
Yo, no railings?
so
I'm
high.
not okay.
I know, but they're gonna put railings eventually. Look at this. There's no railing. It's crazy. But the airport is so sick. You can literally see all the planes. It's cool. Anyways, time to go, my friend. This is what happens when I leave Jan alone. Oh my god, that's a nice shot, man.
Right? Look at that beauty.
Wow.
Like, as an overall, both phones feel very snappy at all times and deliver a great user experience throughout the day, whether that's like unlocking them via fingerprint and Face ID, or even doing different tasks like playing with a dynamic island or simply using split screen on a Samsung. iOS versus Android will deliver different experiences, which are both very good. Apple just happens to have the upper hand if you do integrate with other Apple devices. I happen to live a bit of both worlds, and so even if I don't have AirDrop at all times, I get around it with Google Drive or my NAS. Throughout the day, with any of these phones, you'll realize they are very easy to get around.
Honestly, the only thing I'd say that really sucks about iPhones is no SIM card. Now it's eSIM in the United States. And also, we've got the lightning cable, which is, yeah, you guys gotta upgrade Apple. It's time for USB-C, like next year, hopefully. All right, dude. Time to eat. What you got for?
Just kidding. Haha, got you.
You're gonna go to Poulet Rouge, huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna get food. What do you want?
Okay.
Give me like
The usual order?
yeah, the usual order. Worst comes to worst, I'll just text it to you. Nothing
Okay, yeah.
spicy, bro, because
Nothing.
Okay,
yeah, right.
got
And
you.
don't forget to charge your phone.
Got it.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Oh yeah, heard it.
Alright, I'll see you.
All right, see you.
I think one thing that has been so obvious, at least for me, is the difference in battery life. Jan definitely feels like the battery life is not as good as the 13 Pro Max, but if we compare it to the Samsung, they are pretty much equal. I've been on my phone quite a lot less since I was doing most of the driving, so it's normal to see a 20% difference. Regardless of their always on displays, Created by Ella, ran some of her own tests, and she clearly showcased how much the S22 Ultra always on display affects battery life. I'm not sure why there's so much hate going around about Apple. Okay, well, maybe it's cause of the glitches, but don't forget that bugs are a thing.
Hello, my friend.
Come in, bro. I'm so hungry. Did your phone charge?
Yeah.
How much is it on now?
We went from 24 to 39%.
30. Oh, that's pretty solid.
That's not bad, huh?
Oh, speaking, good stuff with the charger. That's pretty good.
For me.
What am I? Oh, yes. Thank you so much.
No problem.
I'm gonna eat well. Like, so it's done.
No, earlier. Samsung.
There are tons of iPhone 14 Pro advantages as well as a ton of S22 Ultra advantages. Look, I'd say it all comes down to what you'd rather have within your day-to-day life, iPhone 14 or S22. It really doesn't matter as long as you carry the device that makes your life easier. I'd say the only factor worth considering is depreciation. iPhone primarily depreciates less compared to Samsung, and that's just because there are a lot of fewer phones that Apple has to produce every year compared to Android and Samsung. I hope this day gave you a bit of a taste of what both phones can do for you. I definitely hope it made sense and helps you buy the right device. It's past 7, I gotta go work on the condo. I will see you all next Sunday. Take care.